His Excellency Dr. Ali Riza Khosh, the Ambassador of the Islamic Republic of Iran in Sri Lanka, to deliver his speech. Welcome, Doctor.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Distinguished guests, distinguished friends of Islamic Republic of Iran, I wish the best here for all brothers and sisters and prosperity for the nation of Sri Lanka. Thank you for your coming to this event. Actually, this event is a very special event, and it is taking place in all countries who are seeking truth and dignity of humanity. And this day, as a 5th anniversary of martyrdom, General Soleimani makes a big question mark to international communities and international actors to prepare a good answer and justification for this happening. This is not normal accident. General Soleimani was assassinated not as a commander of military. He was assassinated as a special political envoy of Iran who was traveling to Iraq as a special representative to the government of Iraq. And this is the other question, that in this happening and this accident, the United States assassinated a political envoy of one country in the territory of other country. So please find the answer. Sender country is Iran, and host country is Iraq. And where is the situation of the United States to assassinate and kill a political envoy of one country to another country? This is a big argument in international law, and if some obstacles that they made in media, in Facebook, in Twitter, X, if they do some obstacles to embargo this discussion in international media, but in universities and the Center of International Law academics, this question is on the table, and everybody are talking and taking consideration of this question. Anyway, at the outset, I would like to express my gratitude and appreciation for your participation in the 5th anniversary of the martyrdom of General Qasem Soleimani, the martyr of the fight against terrorism. General Soleimani and his companions were targeted in a drone missile attack by the United States at dawn on January 3, 2020, as they left Baghdad International Airport, resulting in their martyrdom. The terrorist attack by the United States against martyr Soleimani and his companions not only violated international law and human rights, but also represented an aggressive action action against the sovereignty of the Iraqi government. This criminal act by the United States government has led to widespread reaction and condemnation, both officially and unofficially, as well as from the public. For example, the United Nations Special Rapporteur on Human Rights explicitly declared the United States attack on General Soleimani and his companions as illegal in his report. The fact is that the General Soleimani was a hero in the fight against terrorism, and much of his outstanding record in the region was centered around the battle against international terrorism. The terrorist acts on someone at the forefront of this fight is a clear and practical example of the blatant use of a double standard and exposes the deceit of those claiming to fight terrorism. The remarkable traits of General Qasem Soleimani, both personally and humanly, his military command and management abilities, his extraordinary strategic genius, and his role in peace building in the region, positioned him among the world's most prominent and recognized military commanders. However, despite these many outstanding qualities, perhaps the greatest traits of Soleimani was his consistent and effective support for the oppressed against the oppressors, his steadfastness against the global system of dominance led by the United States, and his opposition to the Zionist regime. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, Martyr Soleimani, with his practical commitment to the fundamental teaching and values of Islam, considered defending the oppressed against the oppressors and supporting resistance movement against American dominance and the occupation by the Zionist regime as his primary duty. In this path, nationality, gender, ethnicity, religion, and denomination were of no importance to him. Soleimani's dedication to preserving human dignity, regardless of race or religion, and his practical application of international humanitarian law is exemplary and abundant documented statements and evidence supporting this. General Soleimani's role in supporting religious and ethnic minorities in Iraq and Syria, including Yazidis and Christians, against the crimes of traffic takfiri groups is one outstanding example of his role in action against international terrorism. Soleimani, acknowledged by both friends and enemies as a hero in the fight against ISIS and takfiri groups. He played the most crucial role in supporting the peoples of Iraq and Syria against the evil ISIS movement and preventing the fall of these two countries into the hands of ISIS and other takfiri terrorists. Before being a man of war, General Soleimani was a man of peace. He was not a mere individual, but a symbol of a school of thought, believing that the only way of prevent the dominance of American Zionists over the fate of governments and peoples in the region was for them to unite. Therefore, Soleimani placed strategic importance on the improvement and sovereignty of the nations in the region. From the perspective of the United States government, with Soleimani's presence advancing the deal of the century and boosting the normalization process, faced serious obstacles. Therefore, the United States government not only assassinated the most prominent global figure in the fight against international terrorism, but also the intellectual force opposing Zionist domination over the Islamic and Arab countries. The United States assassination of Soleimani was not just an act to remove an individual, but an attempt to eliminate the symbol of anti-American and anti-Zionist rule. Moreover, committing such a crime was a strategic mistake. It was a strategic mistake alongside many other strategic blunders by the United States in the region and in the world. Since, with the assassination of Soleimani, did not diminish the endurance of his school, in his school of thought and ideology. On the contrary, it has no any result for eliminating of anti-terrorism of Soleimani's school of thought. And now, 5 years have passed since the shameful assassination of General Soleimani, and this act carries international responsibility for the United States government and its officials, who must be held accountable for all the tragical and damage accused by these actions in the region. The criminal assassination of commanders in the fight against ISIS and terrorism in the region was in fact revenge by terrorists against these commanders carried by the United States President, Colonel Trump. I pray to Almighty God, people of Sri Lanka live in a peaceful situation. And not only Sri Lankan people, but also world, inshallah, would be free from any violence, war, extremism, and in peace and tranquility. Thank you very much.